Okay, so let's do something interesting today. I want you to take a breath, relax, breathe out, okay? And open your mind up to some new ways of thinking. We've touched on this before, but the way I'm gonna open this up is by saying something, and you're gonna have an initial reaction to it. Then we're gonna talk about your reaction to it, okay? All right. So this morning I woke up and feeling a bit of the loneliness bug. Am I gonna find somebody? Is anything gonna work out? What's going on with life, etc.? Okay. So what do I do with that feeling? And then what is your reaction to me saying that? I think your reaction to a large degree is going to be, hey, it's going to be okay, Randall, you're a good guy, there's someone out there, da, 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 da. But I'll submit to you that that line of thinking is actually what fuels this kind of element, right? The sense of despair, if you read me right. So for some of you guys, you're in this, you write me all the time, and the holidays are coming up. That's going to be a very difficult time, but a time for great growth opportunity. Things have fallen apart and you're alone in a hotel or in like your own car, who knows, or on a friend's couch. B, you're breaking up and that's all coming to fruition. C, that's happening and you're going to holiday dinners and stuff and trying to put on a good face, throw kids in there, potentially friends, and it's like this, right? But this is all good for growth. So your reaction is go out and get something. My reaction is sit and be within myself and don't touch the hot stove. What does that mean? We've talked about this before. There's a sense of loneliness, okay? So I can strategize and say, okay, I'll get on this app and I'll go to this party and all that. That's all good. But I'm just gonna bring that same luggage out there because the fear of being alone is gonna get into my behavior somehow and raise the stakes and cause that pit in the stomach. So what if we can we can be with that fear of loneliness, okay? This is yoga type approach, Michael Singer, Tao, all these things talk about this, but in the modern sense, we bring it to this discussion. So I'm not inventing this, I'm just checking it out, trying it on, and I hope you try it on too. So check your mind here. So we're not so much talking about the law of attraction. That may play into this. What we're talking about is being at peace. So honestly, man, it's no different than when you first started driving, okay? If I said, hey, Pete's the guy that writes me from the West Coast a lot. We have a good dialogue going about this stuff. Hey, Pete just started driving, okay? Let's say, all right? Will you drive me to the airport? He's nervous, okay? Because he just started driving and he's not used to this kind of thing. But if Pete's 35 years old and owns a trucking company or is like a NASCAR driver and has practiced this, going to the air, oh yeah, no problem. So when I talk about this, surrendering, it's really about being in a state of awareness, okay? And I'm getting a little deep here, but this is gonna serve you. So questions are a great way to get in there. What energy am I in right now? What frequency am I in right now? Because the frequency you set will dictate what direction you go in. And I just think you'll attract people anyway. You've been around people that have good frequency and energy, like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, they come in the room and you feel that, and that's attractive. Now, here's the big thing. We're not doing it for a result, because once you get into, I'm hiking, going for 10 miles today with a little pack. I'm at 3 miles, 7 to go. So listen, here's a big thing. And a lot of you guys who we talk to are type A, types business and all that. You got to surrender outcome. What does that mean? I don't know. Right. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but you really don't. To surrender the outcome is to be with the process and the energy alone. So For me, it would be a combination of things where breathe, sit with that feeling of, let's call, loneliness, and just be there. And if you don't grab it, you don't put your hand in that boiling water, you don't debate with it, you don't strategize against it or with it. I'm not saying those things don't happen, the strategy, but they come from a different place, right? There's definitely growth in getting out there. I'm not saying like hide under the couch, but if that energy is set, not only do you figure out the right strategy, I'll go take a cooking class, I just want to learn cooking. You meet somebody there or not, or whoever you meet, you bring a nice energy with you. That's a pretty good idea. Actually, I would like to do a cooking class, thank you. So when I walk in there, I'm open to learning and energy because I don't need anything. I'm not going there to scout out. Is there anybody, 35 to 40, good shape, attractive, like self-growth and great sense of humor and, got that build I love. Sure, that stuff goes on in the background. Who said that? You said that? That stuff goes on in the background, but it's driven by a more pure source, the sense of right action, okay? Now there's a runner coming by and I don't want to look like a psycho talking to myself, so we're gonna pause here. Stay with me, okay? Stay with me. Okay, he's taking the... How you doing? There you go, putting in the work, son. I like it. What we were talking about. So you can even see in me the energy shift from when I first started talking to you as I connect to this, because I love you guys and it's a pure right action for me to share with you. Now, what does right action mean? Take a breath, relax. We're not talking about right wing, left wing. We're not talking about being correct all the time. We're not talking about anything like that, dogma. Right action simply means coming from a place of pure energy and not wanting, needing, we talked about force versus power, not trying to force anything. It comes from a sense of power, and you know this. You know when you surrender, there's true power there. Like even now, I don't even know which freaking trail I'm on, the one I usually take. I somehow it's fall, so I didn't see the marker. I got 7 miles to go. I don't even know where the hell I'm going, but I'm surrendering that. It's okay. Versus, where's the map? Oh my God. So we want to come from a place of power. If you want to be addicted to something, don't be addicted to your thoughts, which we all are. Okay, what did she say? What's she gonna do? She cheated on me? Is she I'm gonna check her. If you let that go, bro, there's serious power, and think about it. Even though I say don't think, consider this. In the past, when you come from power, there's something different. It's got a different feel to it. It's akin, the cousin of, or actually a direct result of, not caring, but in the sense of not being addicted or attached to a result. If you go into an acting audition and you're not attached to the result, that this defines who I am and am I worthy or not, or you go to a business interview, or you go talk to somebody, or you do a workout and you feel safe and at peace with yourself, this is just an added element to further your experience in the world. It's not a requiem, not a judgment on who you are and your worth in the world. I know for me, when I go into an acting audition or something, in the past, it's always freighted with, am I good enough? Will this do this for me? Will this, et cetera, et cetera. You go in like that, even if you get the part, it's a freaking nightmare. So I'm surrendering that. Now, there are other elements. We can definitely do things like, some of you have read Dr. Joe Dispenza, interesting guy, and there are many other people out there. He's got some cool stuff. And he even talks about this. Everything starts with clearing the plate, with clearing the space, with surrender, breathing, relaxing into it. The body is the mind in many ways. So when we relax, That's powerful, and beautiful things can happen from that. So I'll give you an example. If you are able to do this, it's awesome, but think about the last time you hugged somebody you really love and accept, and grandma, your mom, your dad, the guard, after you get paroled, whatever it is. You hug somebody and there's that real connection and acceptance because there's a love connection there. I remember I moved out to California many years ago for a stint out there, and I said bye to my dad. My dad's the best man I've ever known, absolute great man. And just out of nowhere, we'd shake hands and this kind of thing and say hi, but we weren't so affectionate as many father and sons are, but we just hugged because that was there. And I remember that connection, and I even feel it here. That's where we want to come from. Imagine engaging the world from that place of total acceptance and love. And I know for a lot of guys, father issues are so dominant anyway. I'm not getting off on a track. I'm merely making the point of what we're after is that energy, that hugged energy of total acceptance. From that, you can achieve anything. Strategy becomes action, you know what I'm saying? It's not stuck up here and freighted with all this stuff like it's gonna bring me things I need. Now, here's the $1 billion element here. Listen to me. You guys don't listen to me a lot of times. You hear me, but you don't really dial in and consider it deeply. Give yourself that sense of peace and acceptance that the hug with that person had, or the scoring of that goal had. And Dispenza talks about this. So, sorry, that's a message. So, to operate from that place, you know what it's like. Do that all the time. Train that. So next time you go in your head, or for me, I'll use myself as an example, give you some vulnerability. Like, I have no idea where this trail's going. And there are hunters out today. That would be cool to have an arrow like pierce my backpack. So the idea is, what I was doing is, when this thought comes up for me this morning of loneliness, okay, I just breathe and relax. I'm not fighting it. I'm not saying, you know what, I can do this, all that. That's all good intention, but it just stirs the pot. I breathe, surrender, and then Dispenza talks, he's got a little meditation where you breathe and pull things up. But really, if you can just breathe and be with it. I know what you're saying. It's a reaction I had when somebody told me about this. We're not with our feelings and sense enough. We're just sitting with it. I'm like, bro, why would we want to? It's like sitting in a bowl of boiling soup and asparagus soup, which I don't like asparagus, so that's even worse. Why would I want to sit in that? But when you're there and you're breathing and just relax the body, things open up. That's where power lives versus force. I know I've been talking a long time, but I'm walking and I have like 3 hours left to go. So I'm going to talk. Just listen, brothers, and add comments. Tell me what you want to talk about, because honestly, what I talk about, words, as Eckhart Tolle says, the power of mouth, words are just pointers. Really, it's just about doing it. Okay? I mean, I can talk all day, and sometimes you need to do that so people feel safe, because it's not safe to give this up. We have to protect ourselves by thinking, okay, this didn't go well, so now I have to think and consider, and what's wrong with me? Because somehow we think that protects us when it doesn't. But I can talk to them green in the face, but because it's an emotional thing connected to such deep stuff, you guys, it's only through experience where you will feel it. Just like when you do take somebody to the airport, drive for the first time to the airport, you've been driving around town. My daughter's taking her driving stuff now, so that's on my mind. So she would obviously be nervous going on the highway, but at some point she will go on the highway. And then when she's 25 and ruling the world because she's a freaking genius and go-getter, that's results. Let that go, Dad. She's happy. She's got beautiful energy. She needs nothing from the outside. See? So anyway, there she is. She's able to move through the world in that element and drive me to the airport, no problems. Okay, so experience. A person who's great too is Ryan Sawyer. He wrote a book called Choice Point. Great coach, great guy. Google him. Anyway, he talks about using experience as a way to deepen yourself, your soul. So what does he say? I'm sorry. Set a goal that will grow your soul. Okay, the goal is merely the destination, and the road you're on will change you. Now look, again, we can talk about John Belushi, the comedian from many years ago. We can talk about famous actors, musicians. We can talk about people who won the lottery, have succeeded or had everything, and they go off scale. You know, they just drop off a cliff. Because why? Because it's still not enough. There's something still wrong there. Okay? Still, they're relying on the outside. I'm looking ahead. There's a red sign that probably says you pass this point, you'll be shot. Let's see. Anyway, yeah, so we're looking for you to bring things back. Temporary hours, sunrise, but please plan your trip accordingly. I have no idea what that means. What do you think? Screw it. Just go for it. Yeah, so I want to go back to where we started, which is, I'm going to go this way, which is that sense I'm having, and how do we deal with that? What if we gave thanks to it? Gratitude, that's crazy. So I'm grateful for this sense of loneliness because it shows me where I can grow as a person. Because the reality is, we're all human. Look, I'm not saying we're robots and that it's not normal to feel some sense of loss, but if the higher sense of discomfort one has with being with loneliness or fear of something, the more they're going to bring that into the thing they think will solve it. So you get that new job, you get that new woman, you get that whatever, you're still going to carry that stuff in, and it's going to start eating away. And there's proof all over the world. The issue is nobody knows there's another way of being, and they don't have faith when we talk about this stuff. But I'm telling you that, you know, I know for me, if I'm wrestling, playing sports, or engaging with somebody, or even doing some work stuff, when I'm in a space of power and awareness, things flow a hell of a lot more than when I'm grinding away and pushing myself. It's almost like we have to punish ourselves to get permission to feel connected and feel that power. Does that make sense? So think about these things. Go from a place of relaxation and acceptance. Okay, so, okay. And remember, we're on a spinning piece of dirt in the middle of the universe. It's like, how does the universe relate to, you know, us getting that new job or not getting the job or whatever? It's, you know, it's all human construct. It's all a story. So breathe, relax. That's my sense. And thank you for your continued interaction. Text or email us at divorcestrong@yahoo.com if you want to talk, and leave comments and tell me what you want to hear about, because where I am right now is like words are just like elements to cajole or point in a direction that I would like and think would be helpful for you guys to try on, especially in this difficult season coming up, which you can use as a great way to move forward in life. I mean, imagine you guys are having problems, and you're at Thanksgiving or whatever holiday coming up, and you're able to just be at peace in that situation. There's your mother-in-law and your father-in-law who 2 weeks ago everything was chill and you were laughing, and now they're looking at you like you're a war criminal. What if you can just be with that? And those of you with kids, how beautiful would that be, right? To set an example for them. People don't understand this. it's so otherworldly because we've become so mired up here. Consider these things, my friends. Try them on like a jacket. Doesn't work, take it off. This is just me spouting. Peace. Take care. Bye-bye.